welcome to the Deep Dive. You're listening because you want to get smart, fast, about what really counts without getting bogged down.
Right, straight to the point.
Exactly. So today, we are zeroing in on event management. Specifically, what does it really take to be, a standout assistant event manager?
Yeah, a real rock star assistant.
We've got a bunch of insights here from interviews, actual questions and answers, and our mission really is to extract the goal for you. What makes an assistant effective? How do those skills translate into, like, killer event support?
Precisely. Maybe you're looking for that quick understanding of event dynamics, or perhaps even thinking about getting into the field yourself.
To be.
These answers we're looking at, they're not just, stock replies. They're full of the core ideas, the real strategies that make the difference. We're going deeper than just the job description.
Okay, let's jump right in then. Experience. It seems obvious, but it's not just any experience, is it?
No, not at all.
The interviews really hammer home the need for variety corporate conferences, which are one beast, then weddings, completely different vibe, right?
Wow.
And even product launches. Why is that mix so important?
Well, it's fascinating, actually, that diverse experience. It sort of cross-pollinates skills.
Cross-pollinates. How so?
Like the detailed guest management you need for weddings, that can bring a really valuable sort of human touch to a big corporate conference, makes attendees feel more connected.
Okay, I can see that.
Or take the precision needed for a product launch, hitting every mark. That logistical skill is gold when you're coordinating, say, all the vendors for a huge gala.
Right, like that example of the 300 guest gala. They mentioned focusing on catering and registration.
Exactly. Catering for 300 isn't simple, getting food out on time, accurately. And registration, that's the first impression. So having handled similar scale before, maybe in a different context, it just prepares you better.
That makes total sense. Okay, let's switch gears to pressure. Tight deadlines seem to be the name of the game in events.
Oh, definitely. Always against the clock.
The interviewees kept bringing it up. And one story, wow, having to find a new venue last minute because the original canceled. That's not something you learn from a book, is it?
No way. That's pure resourceful problem solving under fire.
So what's the insight there? Beyond just be organized.
Oh, yeah. Organization helps. Task lists, priorities, sure, that's your foundation. But the real skill there, it's thinking on your feet, quickly seeing alternatives, evaluating them.
Without panicking.
Right. Not panicking is key. It's about activating your network, knowing who to call, what might even be available. The fact they pulled it off, met the deadline, impressed the client, that wasn't luck.
Yeah.
It shows they were proactive, understood the levers they could pull. When things go wrong, staying calm and acting decisively, that's paramount.
Okay, speaking of things going wrong.
Yeah.
Vendors. Last-minute cancellations. Sounds like a nightmare.
It can be. It's a common headache, for sure.
The advice is, have backup lists.
Yeah.
Logical. But the story about the DJ canceling on the day, and they just swapped in a backup, nobody noticed. That's smooth.
Isn't it? And that's the point. It shows how proactive good event management needs to be. It's not just having plan A.
It's having plan B ready to go.
And not just a name on a list. Ideally, you vetted them, maybe even have a relationship. The fact the guests didn't know, that shows foresight. Executing plan B without adding stress or ruining the vibe, that's the goal. The show must go on,
Yeah, absolutely. Now, assistants aren't lone wolves, right? They're part of a team.
Crucially, yes.
The interviews mentioned supporting roles, lots of communication with vendors, coordinating volunteers, those unsung heroes. Being a team player seems almost as vital as knowing how to run the event itself.
It really is. Think about it. No single person can manage a big event alone. The assistant is often like the glue.
Holding it all together.
Yeah. Talking to vendors keeps everyone aligned. Coordinating volunteers makes sure their efforts count, avoids chaos. So teamwork isn't just like a soft skill. It's operational. It creates synergy, makes the whole thing run smoothly, like a well-oiled machine.
So, in the heat of the moment, with all this happening, how do you even decide what's most important right now?
Prioritization. Yeah, that's critical.
They mentioned categorizing tasks, urgent, important, routine. That seems practical.
It is. It's a framework to manage the chaos.
And the example, AV setup comes before table centerpieces. Seems obvious when you say it, but...
Well, think of the critical path. What has to happen for the event to function? AV is usually on it. No sound, no presentations. Big problem.
Right, the core purpose fails.
Exactly. Centerpieces add to the vibe. They're important for aesthetics, but they don't usually stop the show if they're slightly delayed. Checklists help structure things, definitely.
But you need to be flexible, too.
Oh, absolutely. Adaptability is key. You follow the list, but you have to be ready to pivot when, the unexpected happens.
And what about the actual guests? Their experience is the whole point, isn't it?
Ultimately, yes, everything leads back to that.
Handling complaints calmly, listening, finding solutions. Sounds simple, but in the middle of everything.
It's easy to get flustered, for sure, but the assistant is often on the front line. How they handle issues directly impacts satisfaction.
That example of fixing a seating problem quickly and then following up.
That's crucial. Solving the immediate issue, like the seating mix-up, is step one. But showing empathy, acknowledging their frustration, then acting fast, that's better.
And the follow-up.
Seals the deal. It shows you genuinely care about their experience beyond just that one problem. It can turn a negative into a real positive, build goodwill
Okay, let's shift to the numbers.
with budgets.
Always important.
Seems the assistant gets involved early, tracking expenses, making sure vendors stay within limits.
Yep, from prep to reconciliation.
The example of saving 15% on decor through negotiation, that's pretty concrete, isn't it?
Absolutely. That's a tangible win. It shows financial responsibility, sure, but also negotiation skills, market awareness.
So it's not just tracking, it's actively managing costs. Exactly. Proactive cost management. Finding savings like that allows the event to maybe enhance something else or just come in under budget, which clients love. It adds real value.
And keeping everything running on time. That sounds like a constant juggle.
It is a balancing act, like you said.
Detailed timelines, communicating them, checking milestones. It makes sense.
That timeline is the backbone. You need it detailed, everyone needs to know it, and the assistant often monitors progress against it.
And the idea of buffer time. Smart.
Essential, like a safety net. Little delays happen, buffers absorb them without derailing the whole schedule, and if the timeline does need to change, communicating that quickly is key. Keeps everyone in sync.
Okay, this all sounds incredibly stressful.
It can be, yeah. High pressure environment.
So how do you actually stay calm? The advice was simple. Deep breaths. Stick to the plan. Does that really work?
It sounds simple, but yeah, it does. In those intense moments, just pausing, taking a breath, it can reset your focus.
And the plan.
Having a solid plan provides structure. It's something to fall back on when things feel chaotic. Honestly, the better the preparation, the more confident you feel.
So prep reduces stress.
Definitely. Knowing you've thought through contingencies, you've got checklists, it helps you tackle problems step by step instead of feeling overwhelmed.
Right. Okay, technology. Can't avoid it. Trello, Asana, Eventbrite, even Excel.
The toolkit.
It's not just knowing the names, though, is it? It's how they help streamline everything.
Exactly. They're enablers. Tools like Trello or Asana are great for tracking tasks visually, collaborating, managing deadlines, stops things falling through the cracks,
And Eventbrite?
simplifies registration, ticketing, gives you data.
Yeah.
And Excel, well, Excel is still the workhorse for budgets, data analysis, complex lists.
So knowing these tools signals efficiency.
It shows you're serious about organization, using tech to make communication and planning smoother. Very valuable.
What about handling more than one event at once? That sounds exponentially harder.
It requires serious organization skills, like running a command center, as you said.
Separate timelines, color coding, delegation, check-ins.
All essential. You need distinct plans for each. Visual aids like color coding stop confusion. Delegating tasks effectively is crucial. And regular check-ins ensure everything stays on track for each event. Clear lines of sight.
We've talked a lot about planning, but what about pure improvisation?
Ah, the creative moments.
That story about using leftover materials and fairy lights for decor at a fundraiser because something else fell through. That's pretty cool.
Isn't it? That's resourcefulness in action. Faced with a limitation budget, materials, whatever the ability to think creatively, find a novel solution that's invaluable.
And sometimes those fixes turn out great.
Often they do. They can add a unique touch, guests remember. It shows you can think on your feet and turn a potential problem into something positive.
Communication keeps coming up. It seems like the golden thread running through all this.
It really is fundamental.
Being professional but friendly, listening actively, giving updates, following up after.
It's all about building trust, right? Absolutely. Consistent, clear communication keeps everyone, clients, vendors, team aligned. Proactive updates manage expectations. Listening ensures you understand needs. Follow-up builds relationships for the future. It's the bedrock.
And conflicts. With so many people involved, disagreements much happen.
They do. It's natural.
The advice: listen to both sides, stay neutral, mediate. Sounds like basic conflict resolution, but vital here.
Very vital. Staying neutral is key. If you take sides too early, you lose trust. You need to create a space where everyone feels heard.
To find that compromise.
Exactly. An impartial approach helps calm things down, makes finding a solution that works for everyone more likely, stops small things blowing up.
Okay, event day arrives. Setup time. Must be intense.
It's where the plan meets reality. It can be a whirlwind.
Supervising the layout, checking vendors arrive, troubleshooting, making sure it all sticks to the schedule.
Yeah, the assistant is often overseeing all that, making sure the space looks right, vendors are on time, tackling any last-minute glitches.
Constant communication with the main manager, I assume?
Oh, absolutely essential during setup. Needs to be totally coordinated.
So let's try and boil it down. If someone wants the core skills of a great assistant event manager, what are they? It's more than just organization.
Much more. Yes, organization is the foundation. But then you need adaptability. Huge. Things always change.
Okay, adaptable. What else?
Excellent communication, obviously. Proactive problem solving, seeing issues before they happen or tackling them fast. Attention to detail.
And being proactive, anticipating needs.
Yes, anticipating team needs, guest needs, and maintaining that calm, supportive attitude, especially under pressure. That combination is what makes someone exceptional.
Even with great planning, some events are just tougher. Like that product launch example planned in only 1 week.
Talk about a pressure cooker.
Pulling that off successfully says a lot, doesn't it?
It really does. It shows incredible ability to prioritize ruthlessly, delegate well, stay laser focused on the main goals. It's resilience, calm under immense pressure, and just being results driven against the odds.
And it all comes back to the guests, making sure they have a good experience.
That's the ultimate measure of success.
It seems like a two-pronged approach. Being proactive, anticipating needs, friendly service.
Right, setting a positive tone from the start.
And also reactive, dealing with issues quickly, following up.
Exactly. You need both. Proactive service prevents some problems, but when things do go wrong, quick, sincere resolution shows you care. That blend creates the best experience.
Events change all the time, trends shift. How important is it to stay current?
Very important. The field evolves quickly.
Reading blogs, going to trade shows, online groups, seems like standard practice.
It should be. Actively seeking out what's new, what technologies are emerging, what attendees are expecting. It helps you bring fresh ideas.
Keeps events from feeling stale.
Exactly. It allows the assistant to contribute more creatively, suggest innovations, and help make events more engaging and impactful.
Okay, last point. Motivation. Why do this demanding job?
Yeah, it takes a certain drive.
The answers mention loving the energy, wanting to create memorable experiences, professional growth. Sounds like you really need a passion for it.
I think so. That intrinsic motivation, genuinely enjoying the pace, the creativity, the teamwork, seeing people enjoy something you helped create that fuels you through the challenges.
That's what makes you go the extra mile.
Precisely. Passion often translates into higher performance and resilience in such a demanding role.
So, wrapping up this deep dive, it's clear being a top assistant event manager isn't simple. It takes this huge mix of skills organization, yes, but also adaptability, communication, problem solving, keeping cool under pressure.
A really dynamic skill set.
But, these skills, they aren't just for event planning, are they?
That's a really insightful point. No, they absolutely aren't. Think about organization, solving problems effectively, clear communication. How fundamental are those?
Everywhere, really, in almost any job, even just daily life.
Exactly. So for everyone listening, here's something to chew on. How could you apply these core event management skills we've talked about today, even if you're not planning galas? Where could that kind of organization or problem solving or communication make a difference in your own work, your own goals, your own life? Think about how transferable these abilities truly are.